Whoa. Welcome to the TreasureTreeTherapy Planteres podcast. I'm your host, Brandon O, also known as Master Cheeze. We're going to talk football today. Once again, another week, a bunch of headlines. The focus of today, as we always do, we'll go over a couple injuries in the league. We'll go over prime time. Yes, prime time is still in full action, full effect. And then thirdly, we'll end with if I had a trash bag to put over my head, it would give this phrase way more emphasis. The Chicago Bears. Stay tuned. You'll be in for a good one. Bloop. Hey guys, welcome back to the Treasure Street Therapy Planets podcast. You can like it. You can subscribe if you would like. We're going to push forward. We're going to go over some injuries today. We do want to go over some things with Joe Burrow.
It'll get better each week. I don't have a setback. So it was big to get through Monday without having any setbacks. That means it'll be stronger this week. And if I get through this week without having any setbacks, it'll be stronger than next week. So all it does is, all you can do is rest it and take time. But I'm going to continue to play, continue to practice. It'll get stronger throughout the week.
I know we saw his performance. I know you saw how he's playing. As you can see, we're using the words about his injury and blah, blah, blah. No one's going to take it seriously until, like I mentioned before in the previous podcast, he gets hurt severely. Now, coaching staff, the organization needs to be very careful because you have a franchise quarterback, which a lot of teams cannot say. Joe Burrow is showing you he's limited. Although he's a dog, he has a lot of fight in him. It's best in your interest. It will be best in your interest to sit Joe down, let him rest for a couple weeks because that injury is not going to get better as time progresses. Now, as we look through, he has the Cardinals coming up and he has the Seahawks coming up. And then he gets a bye week. And then in week 8, he has to play the 49ers. Defense, not the 49ers. He has to play the 49ers defense. Now, if you know football, you know historically speaking, the 49ers don't mess around. They see blood, they take it. If Joe Burrow goes in week 8, unprepared, unready, unhealthy, that might be, we're not going to put that into the atmosphere, but you all look out for that, that progression. He needs to rest that ankle, he needs to rest that calf, and he needs to work on whatever his issues are. Now, again, in my experience with neurological deficits, that creates issues along the body. You can see other injuries happening across the league. You know, Odell Beckham has been doing his best to come back from injury as he tore his ACL. And now he's back injured again, right? Why is the knee and the calf? What is the correlation between that? Same thing with Barkley. I know the contact might be the issue, but, you know, Barkley has been out again and he's getting hurt again. And these things add up as you continue to get older, especially for these athletes as they age. They think that what they're doing is enough, and it used to be enough, but the speed of the game has progressed where you need to do more. And the neurological deficits, the neurological issues, the neurological compensations need to be addressed if they want to be progressive athletes, because as you look, this is the beginning of the season. The season only gets worse. Look at the sunshine we have. We got vitamin D still in the air. It's going to get cold. You got to go on a road. Those injuries pile up. This is just information. I want y'all to correlate with me as we watch the season progress. I hope I'm wrong. You know, I really hope that these guys play well this year, but it's just something I've been experiencing. I've been viewing for a very long time, doing this profession for over 10 years. So just keep your eyes out for those injuries with Joe Burrow. Please, someone talk some sense into those guys to make sure they get on the right page. All right, we're going to move forward. And you know, this is the segment that, one second. Prime time. Yes, prime time hour. No introductions needed. It is prime time. Yes, 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 guys. Prime time did its thing this weekend. Unfortunately, they also lost. As we can see, he's still proving the naysayers wrong. Yes, last week he got his butt handed to him. Yes, last week you could talk as much trash as you would like about him. Yes, last week you could say his program's not ready. You can say all of these things, but I guarantee you're watching a USC game and a part of your heart fluttered and you thought he could probably pull this off. There are not a lot of people, there are not a lot of teams, there are not a lot of upsets where you can say you get that feeling in the fourth quarter that they can pull this off. That's what kind of fear he's striking in the whole nation. Fortunately, he came up short, but some positives came out of it. As we look, those who were watching the game, the commentators were commenting on how the clock was not being utilized the best by the offense and the coordinator. And I'm going to tell you, Deion Sanders is continuing to learn how to be a coach under those situations. This is a newfound journey for him. But I do want to take a piece and look at a couple things that I got a question about. The college rules are a little weird. Does the clock stop or does the clock not stop? There were 3 plays that occurred. The first play, the guy goes out of bounds. The clock stops. Second play, he goes out of bounds, gets a first down. The clock runs. Then it happens again. Just watch the play and then watch the clock. I'm confused. I was on the couch confused on why the clock is running and you're getting out of bounds. Is the strategy to get out of bounds non-existent at the college level? I mean, I'm not very familiar with the rule changes they do every year, but something's confusing me. When you get out of bounds, the clock's supposed to stop. Now I know some the first down rule change where they keep the clock running to some degree, try to keep it on a professional level, but the clock stopped and then it continues to run. Just very confusing. But that's just the point I wanted to bring up. The time management was also due to maybe an error, but we're going to move forward. Shedeur balled out. He put up 30 completions, 45 attempts, 4 touchdowns, 50 yards on the ground, and a rushing touchdown. Those are amazing stats going against top 10 team in the nation. Okay. Now we got Caleb Williams on the other end. He went 30 for 40, 403 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Impressive performance. He should get the Heisman this year. I don't see why he shouldn't get it again, but I believe that we need to also take a step back, give Caleb his flowers. Yeah, he's doing his thing good. But the focus here is about prime time, all right? So Shedeur balled out on the stage where a lot of people could not handle that pressure in the fourth quarter. I know that it could be said that he could have managed the clock better, but from the coach's perspective, I can see why he took his time. You know, when you lose, you lose. You can lose by a plate of grass. You can lose by a leaf. You can lose by a gust of air. At the bottom line is that you lose. But in losing, you can get some positives out of it. What Shedeur Sanders has shown the nation is that he is a number 1 draft pick. He is a number 1 first round draft pick. And I believe that's the angle that Mr. Sanders, prime time, is going for. You know, you look at his performance coming year 1, D1 football at this level, he's putting up some very impressive numbers. Now, I know Deion said that Sanders won't come out this year because he's second to nobody. But you all need to keep your eyes out for this young man because I believe he is the real deal when it comes in terms of NFL talent that can change a team. Now, the rest will only be history moving forward, but showed that he can handle the pressure. Just got to do a little bit better with the coaching, and I think that'll get better again as Deion gets better. It's a lot of pressure. It's weird that we got so much pressure on a guy who's coming into college football, who's making it exciting. But a lot of coaches that's been coaching in college for a very long time have nothing to show for it. It's very strange that the pressure is you need to win round. And looking at the records, some of the schools that have been powerhouses for a very long time, not even touching the surface. So shout out to Coach Prime once again, doing his thing. As you can see, he's a mastermind. He's going to make sure that his son gets that contract, gets drafted #1, and you all look out for Shedeur Sanders next year because he is a game changer. All right? Cool. We love to keep the videos short, and we're going to move forward onto the. I got to take these off. It's sunny out here. The Chicago Bears. It's strange. When you watch a team lose, you always tell yourself, it can't get worse, right? Like, we lost this game. It can't get worse. I was at the game this weekend, and I got to see firsthand of what's going on with the organization. Firsthand what's going on with Justin Fields. I'm going to give y'all a couple clips so y'all can see the ambiance that I was submerged in. But we suck. From top to bottom, we suck. Justin Fields is receiving a lot of pressure. I'm going to get on to him. But the first order of business is, what are you doing as a coaching staff? I'm sitting in my seat and I'm watching towards the end of the second quarter. The Bears have the ball near midfield. Clock's running down. My recollection, about 30 seconds left to go in the game. And you got the option on 4th down to figure out if you want to either punt the ball, kick a field goal, or go for it. You let the clock run down. What is your decision? Are you going for a field goal or are you going for a touchdown? Why are we guessing? Coach, we're going for a touchdown. Okay, take the shot. Take the shot with enough time on the clock where the team has to march down the field with zero opportunity to score. Instead, you wind the clock down and you don't do anything but throw a Hail Mary, which is dumb. Yes, dumb. What you could have done, if I was a coach, you run maybe a 10-yard out, maybe a quick route to get the first down, go for a field goal. If you wanted to just throw the Hail Mary up, let the clock run down, and throw a Hail Mary then. Why waste time doing? It's very frustrating, and I'm not going to try to get too emotional about it. It was a lot of the fans around me. I had one fan in my ear. The Bears are inept. Bears are inept, and he wasn't wrong. His pain, his passion for the game, he was excited. Watching that game, the pain is just very painful. So that was the first order of business for the coaching staff. Right there showed me they don't know what they're doing. Okay. Now we could progress. The second half goes. You can tell the play calling is a little bit more conservative, which is not terrible, seeing as you're up 3 scores at home. But then what? And this is where Justin Fields' issues come into play. Now, I don't think it's totally Justin Fields' fault. I think this is showing you what kind of coaching staff he's being surrounded with. But the first order of business is that you got an intentional grounding. That's showing us that we're making errors and we're not playing smart football. There needs to be a receiver in the proximity. There needs to be a safety route. There needs to be damage control. There needs to be damage control on that play. Unfortunately, Justin Fields is showing his rookie tendencies, and he gets a intentional grounding, which I understand his efforts, but that hurts you down the stretch in a game that you definitely should have won. Okay, that goes away, right? trying to make a play and we're up a score. The game's in control still. And now we fumble. We fumble the ball. And not only do we fumble the ball, it goes for a touchdown. At the end of the second quarter, going into the third quarter, I looked to my colleagues who I was sitting in the stands with, and I told them the momentum has shifted. You're up. The momentum has shifted. You can tell in that game slowly the momentum was shifting back the other way. The Bears were getting comfortable. They started getting lax. We started playing undisciplined football. The fumble for a touchdown kills us. Okay, you get down there, you're looking. Now we can understand the play calling, right? Understand the play calling. Yes, we could have kicked the field goal, but in order to be a good team, you got to put teams away. And I understand the strategy. You want to decrease the time, the limited time. It comes down to play calling, right? Coaching is based off your results, not your actions. Your results of that is showing me that you don't know what you're doing, or the results are showing me that you need some additional help to help you know what you're doing. The game's on the line and we cannot convert on the fourth down. Okay, cool. Let's brush past that. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is the part where Justin Fields has to be the quarterback for the Bears. This is the part where Justin Fields wins you a game. Despite all the errors that occurred, this is where Justin Fields does what he's supposed to do. Show you why he is the franchise quarterback. Okay? We got fourth down. Broncos playing man. They're telling you the whole game. This is part of the reason why they're bad defense. They're bad at disguising their coverages. They're showing you that they're playing man. And so we have the option here. We have Komet, which is, and he had a good game, okay? But this is Komet, right? And then you have DJ Moore on the outside one-on-one. You have DJ Moore on the outside one-on-one. And you go to Cole Komet. Why did we bring in DJ Moore if we're going to throw the ball when the game's on the line to Cole Komet? Why are we doing that? That's the coaching staff's fault. And that's also Justin Fields' fault. You know, they spoke a lot about how they were friends and they were getting to know each other and they were doing buddy blah. Oh, forget all of that. You know, when Jay Cutler was here, no matter what you told him, that man was throwing the ball to Brandon Marshall. And there was a reason, because he trusted Brandon Marshall. Receivers and quarterbacks have to be on the same page. When the game's on the line, you have to have a guy you can trust to just make plays for you. We bring up Patrick Mahomes. There's no Patrick Mahomes, regardless of what you think, without Travis Kelce. They're gonna make errors. They're gonna make issues. They're gonna mess up sometimes. But when the game's on the line, they know what time it is. DJ Moore, Justin Fields, those are your playmakers down the stretch.
And go for it. You put the ball in your best player's hands, right?
Put the ball in your playmakers' hands. Again, Cole Kmet had a very good game. Yes. The game's on the line. You throw it to your best receiver in crunch time. Just look at history. These are not just ideas. This is how you win. All right. Now that I got that off my chest, part of that was Justin Fields' fault. Part of that was the coaching staff's fault. All right. Now we're going to scroll up and we're going to look at a couple things that's been going on. All right. We're hearing some talks about, you know, do we keep Justin Fields? Do we trade Justin Fields? Do we do da-da-da-da-da-da? Okay. We lost that game, and this week is what's going to let us know what kind of organization we're going to be dealing with for the rest of the season. Okay, we have the Washington Commanders this week. This Thursday, a couple days from now, where we got to come and we got to win that game. You lose that game, you clear house. But before we go into that, I want to discuss Justin Fields, okay? He had a very good performance. He He played well. He played really well until crunch time comes down, which again I attribute to coaching. He's still growing as an athlete. He still needs to have coaching, have a good coach behind him. I think he is a good quarterback still. I think he'll still clean up some of his mechanics. He made some very impressive throws, still a little delayed, but progression was made. He actually broke a record for the most consecutive completions, which was a record that was standing for 23 years. All right. So good job, good positives, blah, blah, blah. All right. Now, just looking at the list of quarterbacks that, you say we don't need Justin Fields. We go out there and get another quarterback. All right. These are the list of quarterbacks in the league right now. And you let me know if these are quarterbacks that you want on the Chicago Bears or you want to just go after Caleb Williams, which I'll address as well. Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Stafford, Pickett, Daniel Jones, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Garoppolo, Derek Carr. These are some of the veteran names that you have in the league right now. This is my question to you all. Do any of those quarterbacks help the Bears in their situation right now? If you know football, the answer is no. It could be a HE double hockey sticks. L no. Okay. So we need to relax now. Okay. Let's chill. It's very interesting that our ideas now we turn into GMs. We want to go make other teams better. Justin Fields going to Atlanta Falcons would make a lot of sense. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. What about the Chicago Bears? What are we doing to make the Chicago Bears better as an organization? Let's hold the brakes. This is a 2-year process. Let's get the coaching staff in order, and let's progress forward. I think Justin Fields is a generational talent with the right coaching behind him. And this Thursday, we'll let you know what kind of coaching staff we have. Now, if we don't get what we get, you got to clean it up. Okay? You got to clean it up. You just got to clean it up. You cannot be an 0-5 team. You just got to clean it up. So that part is what I have to say about that. And when we move forward, we need to really put in consideration to bring back Lovie Smith. Now, why would you bring back Lovie Smith? He was here. He had his tenure. He went to the Houston Texans. Didn't do well. Got fired from them. Well, kind of helped us out a little bit. It would be nice to show him a little bit of love. But if you watch the Houston Texans, they balling. Now, I'm not saying Lovie Smith is a reason for that, but there's something that he inflicted in that locker room, whereas they got a quarterback, they are a team that's coming for you. They're a hungry team. Defense, I would say the defense is decent, but I believe you can attribute that to Lovie Smith's culture that he created in that locker room. And that's what I believe the Bears need. The Chicago Bears need to formulate a new culture. We need to formulate a culture that is due to the city. Now, I know Caleb Williams is the guy that we want to go after. Watching Caleb Williams, I believe he's a Zach Wilson-like quarterback. I think he can make throws. I think he's good, but I don't think he's the quarterback for Chicago. And this is the reason why. The reason why he's not the quarterback for Chicago is because the Chicago has 4 seasons. There is a lot of grit, a lot of adversity that you have to come through. You know, watching that USC game, Caleb didn't have much adversity he had to really get through. You know, he pretty much had a perfect game. You know, Sanders competed, but they never really put him in a situation where he had to fight a little bit of adversity. And that's why I feel like it would be problematic if he came on the Chicago Bears, where we were just looking at a quarterback who we need down the stretch and he can't get it done. Now, if you bring the right coaching staff, maybe if you bring his college coach, maybe we might have something. You bring the package deal, but it's going to be tough for me to put my eggs in that basket. And so we need to relax on the trades. We need to just chill, take a deep breath. Let's see how we do this weekend, this Thursday, against the Washington Commanders. But if we lose, you got to clean house. It's done deal. Season's a wrap. You tank, whatever it is that you need, and you see what Justin Fields give you. Now, in the coming weeks, I'm going to bring up one of Chicago's #1 fan. It's a special surprise that I'll bring out to you. I'll have a special guest on the podcast. the Chicago Bears #1 fan, season ticket holder. He's seen all the pain, and he has a lot of great points, a lot of opinion that are contradictory to what I have to say. And I think it'd be a great one for you all. So that's the final piece for today. Try to keep the video short, run a little bit over, but that's fine. Again, you all could you can share it if you would like. You can check out the website, TreasureTreeTherapy.com. You can also check us out on Instagram. On the website, we have a couple water bottles that's up for sale, a couple merchandise, got some hoodies, some hats. You can get your own as well. Let's put the order in. But until then, it is a wrap. Planting seeds today for future generations' success.